Today is going to be an awesome day. 1,000 miles. It's a long way. Yeah, that's a really long way. But I did it and I'm happy, and boy do I have some stuff to tell you. Oh my goodness. So this video that I'm putting together right now is going to be geared towards anybody that wants to increase their aerobic efficiency, okay? Anybody who's starting out running, who's maybe walking right now. So I'm gonna try an experiment. My training, my running has been not very good since Hamilton, so I'm gonna try something different. Instead of going out and running really fast and doing all these different types of drills, you know, I've noticed that my training hasn't been great. I've also noticed I've been kind of maybe overtraining. I haven't really seen any improvements. Actually, I just don't feel like running sometimes, or most of the time, and that's sad. So I've changed it up. I'm going to do things differently this time, and I'm going to adopt Phil Maffetone's, heart rate training. And so my heart rate training, as per his method, is 180 beats minus your age, and I'm 47, so it's going to be 133, and I'm going to add 5 if I've been training for 2 years, which I have. I mean, it hasn't been like the best, but I still have been training. So my heart rate's going to be 138, and that's what I'm going to continue to do and see how it works out. And I'm going to track it each week as I run, because it's just, I got one of these GPS watches, right? And that's what I'm going to do. So anyways, we're going to see what's going on and see how I improve for my marathon, which is coming up in the next, maybe 3 weeks. No, sorry, month and a bit. I think 5 weeks. Anyways, we'll see what happens. Here's an update for you. This running slow thing is crazy. It's absolutely insanity. Anyone that wants to change up their training because, they've gone ahead and, put in all these hours of running really, really fast and they've burned themselves out, guess what? I can raise my hand. I was in that camp, right? I burned myself out, and it's not fun. It's terrible. So anybody who is thinking about starting to run, or is having problems with their running, or is not motivated in their running, is struggling with their weight, their mental capacity to get out and run, feeling lethargic, feeling tired, feeling grumpy, all of those things, I'm going to tell you, you don't need to go through that. You don't, okay? So I have just run 1,000 miles at a low heart rate, and this training is called MAF training, okay? MAF, maximum aerobic function. And this was created by an individual named Phil Maffetone. And you can see it on your screen there. You can go there, you can find out all about it. I'm here to tell you, this shit works. I'm just telling you. So let's kind of go back in time to when I was not a runner, to when I was fat, to when I was unhealthy. And honestly, I was not in good condition. My eyeballs felt like they were popping out of their eye sockets. My blood pressure was so high. The thing was, like, I did a video, I think it was like 160, 169, 170. It was even like 180 at one point, like 180 over 110. It was crazy. However, I have come through all of that. I did become a runner. I did start running. However, the thing is I didn't really know what I was doing. I literally just started, right? I started to walk, listening to podcasts, slowly working my way up, so I could walk around the block without huffing and puffing. Like, I was totally winded. I was not in good shape. I was like a cheeseburger away from a heart attack probably. Like, it was just not good. However, that was 2013, right? 2014, things started to change. 2015, I ran my first marathon. Full marathon. Actually, I ran a 10K half and a full all in the same year. And I pretty much burned out. And then the following year, 2016, I did the same. I didn't do the same thing in terms of like all these races. I kind of narrowed it down, just wanting to do a few. But anyways, I kept running my easy runs way too fast. Like, I said, I'm going to go out for an easy run, and I'm running, 5:34 pace kilometer. That was nowhere near a slow pace for me. I had a heart rate monitor, but I didn't really know how to use it, so I didn't bother with it. Didn't know anything about heart rate training. Duh. Like, really? I should have clued in. However, I was on track to run my most amazing, fast Boston qualifying race in 2016 in Hamilton, but I got sick a week before. I was dehydrated on start line, and I had the worst marathon in my life. It was, well, when I say my life, I only ran one before. But it was terrible. It wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it. I burned out. It was awful, miserable. It was bad. And since then, since that awful race, I came up with every excuse why I didn't want to run anymore, or I came up with an excuse why I wasn't running. And, I'd run maybe 1 day a week, or then 2 days a week. And then I started running maybe a few more days a week. And then I wouldn't run for like months, right? You can see on the screen, scrolling through Strava, like, it's just not, I wasn't committed. I didn't have a goal race, right? I was afraid to actually go ahead and do it. And so anyways, my fitness went downhill. I started to lose everything. I became miserable. My world was kind of like imploding. It was just, everything just kind of became really bad. So last year in September, the kicking moment, like that moment of, I need to do something, came when I went out for a run with my vegan friends. Like, we have this group called Team Vegan Trails, and we go out for training runs. And I went out with them to do this run around my birthday, and I took a little selfie picture, and it was great. And I looked at it, and I'm like, Dave, what are you doing? You gotta get back. You gotta do something. You can't continue to slide. Because my eating habits didn't change. Yeah, I was still vegan, but you can eat junk food vegan. That's not a problem, right? And so the weight started coming back up, and I went from my race weight of 176 all the way back up to like 215. And I'm like, what am I doing? I felt like such a failure. But then Maff came into my life, and I said, and I knew about Maff years ago, kind of when I was kind of Googling and researching, but I didn't really know, like, I didn't really do anything with it. Just like I didn't know anything about, or just like I knew about ultras, but I didn't have any of the shoes. Hence, I'm doing Maff and ultras right now. So I thought that it's kind of like a reboot. Forget everything that I've learned. Let's reboot, and let's go through this re-education process. So I started to dive into the literature. And I started to research and pull out all these like little tidbits that really spoke to me. And I thought, now is the time to build that aerobic engine. So that's what I've been doing since September. Okay, since September. Now, when I went out for my Maff run, my Maff test, okay, it's basically you run around a track, right? I didn't do that, right? I don't know why, but I'm like, I didn't like running around tracks. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go out, because he has Maff by GPS, like on his website. So I thought, I'm going to do that because I have it on my watch. I know what's going on. I run the same route every day. well, I was gonna start running every day or 3 times a week or whatever. So I started and I did that first run. And it came back and I thought, okay, that can't be what just happened. My very first run, I had to keep my heart rate 180, right? 180 minus your age gives you your heart rate, your maximum heart rate in basically zone 2. Okay, anyone that's kind of dealing with all the zones. But that's my MAF heart rate, my maximum, no more. Okay, yeah, you can run lower, right? But don't go above. So that's what I did. I went out and I ran a 10 kilometer with a pace of 8:34 with 137 beats a minute. That's 1 beat less than my max. And I was like, what just happened? Like, I literally felt it was awful. I had to walk in some parts to keep my heart rate low because I was using my watch. And I'm like, how am I gonna do this? Like, this sucks. I wanna run, I don't wanna walk. But I did. I stuck with it. And day after day after day, maybe it wasn't every day, but that's what I did. So I did that for a couple of months. Well, actually I was doing it for a month because I signed up for the half marathon in Toronto. So I went out and I did the Scotiabank half marathon after a month of MAF training. Now when I went out to run, I didn't know what I was supposed to be running at. I had no idea, guys, what pace I should run at. So I'm lining up, you start running, and everything just felt so easy. Like it was good, you know? And I thought, I looked at my watch and I'm like running what was it, 5:34 or something? I don't know, 5:35. And I'm like, heck, if I could keep this up, I'll finish in a good time. And I did. I finished under 2 hours, right? That was my goal. I wanted to finish under 2 hours regardless. And I did, 2 minutes under, right? Which is awesome, 1:58, I was quite happy with that. However, I had to, so I started to kind of, run these MAF runs every single day again, right? Low heart rate training. And I noticed that my heart rate, like on those runs, started to go higher and higher and higher. I thought, what's going on? And then I realized I hadn't recovered from my half marathon because of what I put out. There was so much stress on my body that I put out that my heart wasn't in a good state at that time, right? So I saw those numbers start to go higher and higher. And I thought, oh crap, now what? So I kind of dialed it back and I had to walk and I had to do all those things and I didn't like it. And then my buddy says to me, hey, are we gonna do our 50 kilometer ultra that we said we were gonna do? It's getting close to the end of the year and this is in November. And I'm like, okay, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. So we started, we met and we did we were running, and I'd never run 50 kilometers before. I hadn't even run 30 kilometers at this point for like years. Anyways, I was running at a 7:48 pace. It wasn't my my MAF pace. However, I just wanted to go out and complete this journey with my buddy. And it turned out pretty good. We did well. We did it in 6 hours, 30 minutes. And it was great. But again, I had to go through that recovery time, right? So, and again, I'm still doing MAF and still, it was really hard to kind of have those two runs mixed in. And then I kind of threw my hands up in the air and I said, enough is enough. I am going to not sign up for a race. I am literally just going to now focus, clear-minded focus, and just do the training. And my weight hadn't really budged a whole lot. Like it had come down a little bit, but I wasn't seeing the results what I wanted. So I did to share my new adventure with you. And that is, I'm going to be running a 50 miler next year. And I just ran a 50 kilometer for my first ultra, I guess. And it wasn't a sanctioned race or anything like that. But I realized that I'm still not in anywhere shape that I need to be. So I am kind of rebooting my system, rebooting my body, my metabolism, and I got some aches and pains and a few other things that hopefully I'd like to get rid of, right? That's the goal. So I'm fasting. I'm gonna do a water fast for about 10 days. And yeah, we're gonna see how that works. I mean, I've done fasts before. This won't be my first one, and it certainly won't be my last, because I really do like them. The only difference this time is I've run before when doing a fast. You know, I'm just having water, nothing else. But this is the first time I'm actually going to be running at a very, very low heart rate. And I want to see the effects of what a fast does while you're running in your aerobic base. So I'm a fast. Boom. 7 days, water fast. What else did I include? I went from running like 3 or 4 days a week to running every day for 2 hours. And it was 30 full days that I ran every single day. And they were 2-hour runs, if not more, right? There was some longer runs. There was a couple of 3-hour runs in there as well. But I fasted for those first 7 days. And during that fast, day three was the slowest I had run. But after that, my pace increased. My heart rate, it was the same, right? 136, 137, 135, kind of all in that range. I'm like, okay, now it's working. I'm pretty happy. And it started to go down further and further. But here's the thing. I went from running like 5 to 6 hours a week to all of a sudden now running 12 hours a week every day. And guess what? I didn't get injured. And guess what? I'm not happy to say this, but I haven't even foam rolled, right? I've done some planks and I've done some push-ups, but not like every day or anything like that. But I haven't even foam rolled, for crying out loud, right? It's nuts. My muscles feel great. I actually had a massage, and my masseuse said, "Dave, you're good. Like your muscle, you're not stressed out in any particular place. Your fascia is moving around. You're well hydrated." I was like, "Cool. This is awesome," right? So that was going on. That was like 2 months into my MAF. 2 months, and I'm like, "Okay, this is cool." So now I have to do another MAF test, and I'm like, "Okay, what's happening here?" Because my pace decreased. And I'm like, hold on, gotta go get my computer to tell you what my pace was, because I wasn't organized, and here I am talking to you all. So let me go down, let me find it here. So when I did my MAF test, my second month. So the first one was 535, okay? Then I went down to a 733 on my second month. Pretty cool, eh? I go into December, guys. I ran a 500 kilometer month. I've never done that. That is incredible. I felt epic. And 1 week, I think I ran close to 16 hours. All MAF training. Now a couple of things did kind of come into my world is I did a couple of trail runs, right? And those are harder to keep at MAF, but I did, like pretty darn close. I did, but there was some that just maybe a little bit above. But here's the thing. The following week, you kind of go into the next week, and then, the week goes by, and I kept running. My pace got faster and faster. And then on my third month of doing MAF, I'm now down to 723, right? On my fourth month, I went down to 647, right? Isn't that crazy? So I've gotten faster. Now, oops, maybe I shouldn't do that. Here's the thing. here's the thing. I've been doing all these runs at Maff. I've been getting faster and faster. My heart rate's been staying the same. I've been cataloging and recording all this data. It's in the sheet that you're looking at right now. All that data exists. Yeah, there's some days where, it's not so good and it's up. Here's the thing. You have to keep your stress low in your life. You have to get enough sleep. When I started, I wasn't getting a full 7 hours, but now I'm upwards to like 8.5, and I'm aiming for 9 hours sleep every night, which is amazing. So I feel better, right? I haven't been injured, right? I take 1 day off a week now, so I'm not running every day. So I run 6 days a week, 2-hour runs, but again, some of them are longer because I'm doing 30 kilometers. And all of this in 4 months. So wait, September, October, November, December, January. Yeah, so in 4 months. In 4 months, guys, I have gotten, just so you know, because I just went out for a run, and you're seeing it on your screen, right? I am now down in the 6s, and my pace is 2 minutes. Actually, it's more than 2 minutes faster now. I think I'm down to like 6:19. 6:15, 6:19 on my Maff runs. That's lower. That's 2 hours and 30 seconds, 2 hours and 15 seconds faster than I was when I started. I haven't done any speed work. Okay, maybe I did. Okay, maybe I ran a little bit faster. But my mind is blown, right? I am stronger. My aerobic function is so much stronger than it's ever been. I'm actually feeling very optimistic about my future after 1,000 miles. And guess what? I'm going to get faster. So how long am I going to do this for? Well, I'm going to do it until it stops, right? Until I stop seeing improvements, until I plateau. And then I'll get into the whole 80-20, right? 80-20, 80% of your training is done at Maff, like easy, right? And then 20% is hard. Like you're doing intervals, you're doing hill repeats, right? You're doing a lot of track work, right? For that 20%, right? But you go hard. But 80% is going to be nice and low heart rate. And that's what I'm going to do. Now, hey, look, you may not believe in this, right? You may be, a detractor. You may be like, no way, Tim Allen is like 30 years ago, right? He doesn't count anymore. Name me an elite that does this. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. All I know is I see people getting injured, right? I see people burning out. I see people who go for a run and they're burning no fat. Guys, I'm down 25 pounds. 25 pounds, right? And all I've been doing is doing my 2-hour runs, right? I've laid off a lot of the carbohydrates, right? A lot of the breads, pastas, that's all gone now. But I'm vegan, I don't eat any meat. And that's one of the things that the Maffetone, they do this thing called a 2-week test in terms of what you can eat on your diet. I'm vegan, I'm not eating any meat, right? You can if you want, this is just strictly what I do, okay? I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a coach, I'm a real estate agent who loves running and is running for his health, and I'm never going back to that fat, sick guy that I was. I'm moving forward in a positive direction to hope and inspire others to get out and move their body. And if you're like I was way back when, and if you're looking at this and you're thinking miles, I was up at 13-minute miles, right? Now I'm down to 10, getting close to the 9 range. It works, guys. It really, really does. So I really haven't changed a lot of my diet. I'm vegan, plain and simple. So I eat a lot of plants, right? But I don't have a lot of sugar, right? I don't have a lot of those simple carbohydrates, right? I eat good quality food because that fuels my body. I get good quality sleep because it allows my body to reset, repair, and then I can go out and run nice and easy, not get injured, have a love of running again, and lose a ton of weight, keep it off, be mentally dialed in, mentally stronger, be there for my business, be there for my family, be there for my friends, and be present. Don't be scattered going everywhere, right? I've changed in so many ways. So if you're thinking about, giving up on MAF, or if you're thinking about getting into MAF, right? Guys, stuff works. 1,000 miles I have run, and I have literally done a 180 in my life. I feel epic, and I'm never going back to where I was, right? So that's my experience with MAF. That is my little adventure in MAF. And if you want to start, go to Phil's website, read about it, and then just go out and do it, right? Because I found it works. And make sure you get a heart rate monitor, right? I have a chest strap, and I think there's a problem with mine. Sometimes it would work, and then sometimes it wouldn't. And anyways, so I've been using my wrist base, but I did do a test between the two, and I know that this has been accurate. There has been a couple of times where it's kind of shot up for like 400 meters, and then come right back down, and nothing changed. I was running on a flat piece of road at the same pit, like nothing was, and all of a sudden it just did this blip. I don't know. It's happened twice over the course of the last months. It's a Coros watch, Coros Apex. Love the watch. I think it's great. I'm not sponsored by anybody, right? This is just my personal, love this watch. And I've been able to look and review at where I am on my runs, and I'm running all my runs in that zone, in that aerobic zone, to build up my... Here's the amazing thing, guys. Not only have I been healthy, right? I haven't been injured, right? I've been able to increase probably the size of my heart, right? I know that my heart is getting stronger, right? And I know that my resting heart rate is dropping. Like before, it was in the upper 60s, and now it's into the lower 50s. So I've seen that change as well. And going out and doing these longer distance runs, right? These 2-hour runs, there's a lot to be gleaned from that. And I did another video. You can see it up here or here. And you can watch those videos and to find out about, the benefits of that. I'll tell you though, I feel epic, I feel strong. And now I'm just going to continue to do the distance. I've got a 100-kilometer run that I'm training for, so we'll see how that goes later on in this year. It's in August. So a lot can be gleaned from these MAF runs. I encourage you, stick with it, right? It will change your physique. It will change your mental side. It will change your heart. Like everything will change, and you will feel amazing doing it. You can go, one little caveat, in Canada, I don't have the same, and likewise to where you are, right? You don't have the same environment day after day after day. The weather can change. So I've been running all my runs, and I started when it was like, really, really hot, and now it's really, really cold. So I've had it in all different aspects. So go out, see if you can do your runs and keep track and just enjoy the process. Love you all, guys. Take care. Bye.